Quito, Ecuador. Is it safe? Am I going to get robbed in the street? Can I take my phone out to take JPEGs without getting it robbed out of my hand? I'm going to cover all that right about now. So we've been traveling, we've been in Quito, Ecuador for past 5 days. We've been up in the old mountains. We've been doing some hiking. We've been on a couple of nights out, absolutely sending it to oblivion last night in like a karaoke bar, cocktail bars, brew taps, staying out late at night. Do you know what I mean? We went for dinner one night and we had to go get cash out because they didn't take card, they didn't tell us till afterwards. Is it safe? For me, I can only talk about my experience. It might be different for other people. I know some people have had problems here. Not a problem at all. Let's get those sunglasses on so I can see what we're doing. But for me, safety has not been a problem anywhere. We've been out during the daytime. I think it's one of those. I'm saying in Asia, a lot more people speak English, so it's easy for people to speak to you. I don't speak Spanish, or I speak poco español, very, very small amounts. So it's a lot more difficult. If someone doesn't speak English, it's very hard for them to speak to me. So I think you probably get less trouble in general anyway. There are not a lot of tourists here. So me and Em, I'm 6'2", 6'3", big lanky northerner, and we're super pale. Em's ginger. We stand out as tourists. Like an absolute sore thumb. So if there were people to target, I imagine we'd be the prime candidates, but we've not had any problems anywhere we've been. I think like the place where you'd probably feel a little bit most on edge would be like in the super touristy bit, like where the old town and the historic quarter is, just because it's so busy. But that being said, we didn't have any problems at all. Do you know what I mean? I've got my camera out like this. I've got obviously my phone as well, so I'm often taking a picture on my phone and then switching to take my camera, this camera for stuff on the old YouTube. Not a problem at all. Walking around, not one concern on that front. And then, like I said, we went up into got like the TeleferiQo up out of like Quito city centre up to do some hiking in the mountains, so a bit more like remote parts, where again you would stand out, where I guess there would be less security. I don't think anyone even came up to us or spoke to us during the whole time. And that's another kind of point on the security front. So Quito city centre, I think there's like kind of like 3 distinct sections to it. You have like, if you're looking at a map of it, the bottom side where the historic quarter is, I think it's like the more touristy bit. The middle side, which I think is a little bit more loose, we're literally like on the border where me and Emma staying. Sick Airbnb, by the way. It's only £9 each a night. Huge Airbnb, but we digress from the point. It's about safety. The middle bit's a little bit loose, and then the far side where we went to like brunch yesterday. Can't remember the bloody name now. I'll overlay it now. The brunch. Oh, it's called Dope. That was it. But like that side of town, like the top side, I think it's like the more affluent, the nicer area, a lot more like nice cocktail bars, nice restaurants and stuff. So if you wanted to live or stay in like the nicer part, I would stay at that top side. The bottom side of town, like in the like periphery where we are, I think I'd say it's a little bit dodgy maybe, depending on where you're from and stuff like that, but it's nothing worse than walking around in central London. And then most days we've been out exploring during the daytime, and then we'll be back, have dinner, and then be going back when it was like getting dark. One day we went and it was like just getting dark. We were only like just around the corner from where we're staying. Went to pay, even though they had MasterCard, debit card signs on the menu, on the front door, and on the front. The guy's like, yeah, we don't take card. So that is an absolute disaster. So we had to go like to like 10 different cash points. Some were closed, some were. It was just a bit of a nightmare, to be 100% honest. And then we're walking around, and I think that's the point where you could think, oh, right, I'm walking around, I'm going to a cash point, getting money out late at night. You have that concern in your mind, but there was nothing that actually happened, no experience, nothing was said where you like that would actually be the case. So I think it was just like in the back of the mind, got cash out, walked up, gave it, absolutely fine. Again, no one even spoke to us the whole time. So I think half the things when it's around like safety and stuff is half in your mind, and then the other half is just approaching situations with confidence as well. If you are a little bit nervous about stuff, then goes without saying, just make sure you're home for 6 p.m. or whatever time the sun sets every day. And if you are going out in the old town and stuff like that, do you know what I mean? I've got the you can see it from there, hopefully not a little crotch shot, but I think the Uniqlo bags, you know what I mean, if they want to sponsor you, boy, that would be top draw. Have been really, really good, because I think you can get like man bags or whatever you want to call them, like to wear anywhere, but a lot of them have like clips on and you can take off, whereas this one, unless somebody's literally going to wrestle it off me, they're not going to be getting that off the old back. So yeah, that was absolutely fine, no problem at all. And then the other thing is like going out late at night, and I think it is just there's bad stuff happens everywhere. Do you know what I mean? The UK is probably worse than every country we've been to this year, so I don't know why we're concerned. But we went out last night, me and Em, like drinking all day. Probably had like, I don't know, like 12 pints, 2 glasses of wine, shots, all sorts of stuff. So pretty bloody boozy. And we went to like a local bar late, a karaoke bar, stayed out to like 11, 12 o'clock at night, so super late. We were like the only tourists, the only foreign people in there, and everyone was super, super friendly. So I think it was one of that. I don't think they get many tourists in there. Maybe it's a place called Holmes, which I would definitely recommend. Super, super friendly, really nice staff. No one spoke any English, and it was a bit like, well, frosty to start with. And then when I went to like, there was loads of people up dancing, and when I went to the bathroom at one point, there was like an old lady like dancing with your granny. So I started dancing with her. Then after that, everyone absolutely loved us in there, getting us up dancing, chatting away, getting pictures, getting videos, and yeah, again, no problem at all. Obviously, again, just had this bag and stuff like that, so yeah, was not a concern at any stage. And I think that's it. I think it's like anywhere you go in the world. I mean, you want to be cautious. You want to be, apprehensive to. Not apprehensive, probably the wrong word. You want to be cautious and think, oh, just let's take all the precautions necessary to mitigate the risk of being robbed. If you're going around with your phone in your pocket and your wallet with loads of cash hanging out and stuff like that, then do you know what I mean? That's obviously going to attract the attention that you don't want. But if you're going around taking a photo, then put it straight back in your bag, being in before it gets dark. Don't go to like super like get the TeleferiQo up to the volcano late at night and stuff. Then do you know what I mean? That's when you probably are going to get into situations and in trouble. But yeah, for me, not been a concern at all. In terms of my thoughts on Quito, Ecuador, I might do a full review tomorrow because I think it's super, super mixed. We've only been in Quito, so I think most people who come to Ecuador will do some time in Quito and then go to the Galapagos. We've not done that for 2 reasons. One, just mainly due to the fact that we don't snorkel, and I'm not too. We did the scuba diving while swimming with sharks in the Maldives, and I'm a bit like, I don't even want to be doing that again because there's a lot of sharks, it looks like, off the Galapagos. So we might leave that one for another day. But yeah, I'll give a full review tomorrow. I think it's been pretty mixed, is my initial thoughts, but I might have to get a few things down on paper, give a bit more of an in-depth analysis. But yeah, in terms of safety, not a problem at all. Would highly recommend on that front. I think the main concern, actually, I said I was going to do the review tomorrow, but this is like the main thing to. Someone's been driving into me behind. Probably the main thing, or my main gripe with Quito, Ecuador, is just the food. We've only been to one place where it's decent, like the dough place. Everywhere else has been really, really poor. But less of the food, more of the safety, absolutely fine, not a problem at all. If you have any questions, safety, getting around, anything at all you want to know, our travels, doing daily vlogs at the minute. So yesterday's vlog, we'll be the big booze up. We're going to do a food and drink tour, but it ended up just getting absolutely hammered. So that's obviously pretty good for the old rig. Day before that, we've got like the Quito, like 24 hours in Quito vlogs, all the kind of main tourist sites. And the day before that, we had the old volcano hike as well. So if you want to find out like different things to do in Quito, obviously go back, check those out on the channel, and then tomorrow we're going to be doing a little full review, I think, or we might go and climb another volcano, so we've not really decided yet. We'll see which one we want to do, but I'll see you then. If you enjoyed it, anything you want to know more about that, our travels, bang it in the old comments whilst you're down there. Hit that subscribe button, still en route to 3K subs. I'll see you tomorrow, babe. Remember to share. He's always cooking, let's get it.